Okay, guys, so now we're just gonna. This is right after the mission where they give you the 50 units and they force you, to buy one 2-star crystal, which, yeah, it kind of sucks. But, they're just showing you how to, buy crystals and spend money on the game. It is a business that they're trying to run. However, you notice that, we got a couple of the quest crystals. A lot of people say, opening one at a time or opening 10 at a time give you better odds. But I really haven't seen a difference in doing that. I mean, I've gotten my best characters opening one at a time, and I've gotten good characters opening 10 at a time. So, I feel like the odds are the same either way. Uh, You'll see here they have, the limited offers where you can buy these for 150 units. You may not have it now, but you'll see that when you click on, the units, they give you the opportunity to buy more. I would suggest against that. It's just not worth it. I do, at the start of the game, they give you these sales. If you're going to spend money, I mean, this would be, the time to spend it. These are great offers for your level. And you only get this because you're just starting the game. Otherwise, they wouldn't give you these things. But as 300 units and all the other items kind of crap. It's nice to have a couple energy refills, but not necessary. And if you go to unit store, you'll see that you know they give you the option of $2 and get 2 premium crystals, which is another awesome offer. That's also like a special thing that's gonna expire. Uh, the Deadpool event, that's also another one. They give you 3 premium crystals, and they're just, you get the chance at a 3-star, which actually the 3-star Deadpool isn't bad. It's great for missions because he recovers life very easily, so it allows you to heal after his life gets to half. And even if you start the battle with his life at half, you can recover your health. So that's what makes that character awesome, Deadpool. And then you get your daily, things where you can get catalysts. I was $4.99, and then these are what you normally get for regular players. 135 units for $5. You can see how 300 units is way better offer. We're not gonna do this right now though, but just because it's unnecessary. I mean, they're tempting offers, they're good deals, but it's only a good deal if you need it. Getting things that just makes life easier. I mean, it's not a deal if you don't need it. It really isn't. Even if it's cheap, it's not a deal if you gotta spend money on it. It's not much of a deal. If it was free, then I would take it. But at this point, we're gonna get tons of crystals. We're gonna get tons of other things, tons of gold. You never should buy gold. You always get tons of that energy. You're gonna get to the point where you're gonna not be using your energy just because you have too much. So in these tier 1 basic catalysts, tier 2 catalysts, I mean, you can complete a map and get that. So why buy something you can just do? And energy can definitely get you there. You don't need much energy to even complete those. So this page is just unnecessary, but it's the way that the game makes money. So you know why it's there. Let's go back to crystals, and some of the offers you get when you first start the game, they are awesome offers. So let's not give that up. I'm gonna go ahead and cash in my these crystals here. It's not gonna give me much, but I've never ever ran out of ISOs before, but I've seen people do it. And then here at the bottom left, we gotta see that we have a few messages here. It's asking us to make a player name. Interesting. Well, I got a name in mind. We're gonna go ahead and say, I go by Godson on my main account. This is kind of like a new thing for tutorial. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a different name. Maybe I'll do it, like King Godsent. Sounds good to me. Let's see if that's available. You cannot change your name after your account is created. King Godsent, yes, that is fine. We're gonna go ahead with that. Alright, let's see what they're talking about in these events. Will be removed, Civil War, solo event, versions will, okay, they're just saying they're doing some updates to the special events. Who cares? They're showing us we got the Google Play exclusive. That's just trying to get you to spend money. United Crystals, also trying to get you to spend money. This gives you a higher chance of getting those characters, but doesn't guarantee it. So, I mean, that's what makes it worse, because you don't want to spend money and get a 2-star. That just sucks. You can get 3-4 stars just by completing missions. Same thing here, you know, they're telling you, hey, she's not in this crystal, you can get her too if you buy it. You might, you have to probably buy like 20 of those crystals and spend over $100 just to get something like that. It's not worth it for one character. And here, this is the war we were talking about before. You have Alliance Quest, Alliance Wars. You join an alliance. Looks like they're going down for maintenance on Sunday, and which is today, and they're gonna be back up coming in Tuesday, which is basically giving them time for the war to end, and then a couple hours for the maintenance, and then they put it back up after they make sure everything is good to go. And last, you always want to check your mail, because sometimes you do get things in there that are free, probably mainly 2 stars, but once in a while they give you some good things like gold and stuff like that. Okay, Cap is in the tournament now. He's actually not a bad character, it's worth it. And at this level, when you first start the game, you have a higher chance of winning him, assuming that you invest some time into the game to get the champions necessary to participate. Because I'll show you what I mean. You gotta do the arena battles, which are not easy, but they're doable. So if we go here, we can see that oh, this is actually finishing. So I'm not gonna worry about that, because there's no way that we can do stuff. But with 48 minutes, we don't even have enough characters to participate. And rewards, it looks like you can get rewards just for doing it for a little bit. So hey, 48 minutes, quick reward. I say we go ahead and do it. Let's do it. I only got one team, so that we're gonna have to do. And I hate fighting him just because he has too many armor ups. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit on Spidey. Alright, so got a bonus there, and you always want to try and get like a good bonus in there. So we're gonna see here, switch it around if you don't really know where the bonuses are. I know that the mutants are gonna beat the skill characters, which is the Red Fist. The science characters like Spider-Man's gonna beat Scarlet Witch, which is a mystic character. And Vision is not really gonna be a bonus over Spider-Man, but he's also not at a disadvantage either, so it works out. Because you can see here that if we do this, you see Spider-Man be at a disadvantage with the skill characters, so you definitely don't want to do that. So fight's gonna start now. Let's go ahead and hit continue. I'm keeping an eye on my energy, because I don't want it to get too high. I always want to use your energy, especially when you're leveling up, because every time you level, you gain that energy. And you see that, even though I dashed back, because I dashed back too fast, she kind of dashed towards me before her move started, and she caught me anyway with the end of her kick. So sometimes you have to dash back twice if you dash back too soon. But you can kind of see if your character is too close to him when they start doing that. You really want to get a distance on him. Like this distance here was too close, so I dashed back. Now I always want to keep my distance from her, because a lot of times their heavy attacks are so fast, it doesn't give you the time to dash back if you're standing too close. So you always want to keep a little bit of a distance between you and your opponent. So that takes care of that. Let's go ahead and finish all 3 battles. One thing that's good about the arena is that it also gives you, the battle units. Which, what makes those good is that you can, once you get like 2,000 of them, you can trade those in for crystals. And those crystals can give you gold. If you're unlucky, you get an ISO, and if you're super lucky, you get Winter Soldier, which is, well, not Winter Soldier, but the Punisher, which is a very rare chance. I mean, I've never gotten them before through that crystal, so you see how rare that is. And I've done like 100,000 battle units, like 25,000, 30,000 at a time, and just haven't gotten it. So super rare. But the gold is what we're really after, because Punisher is not even that great of a character, but it'd be nice to get a 4-star version of him. I never have too many 4-stars, because as you can see, when they're tied up in like Alliance War, which can take out 8 of your characters, that's 8 characters that are your strongest that you can't use anywhere else. So you need as many strong characters as possible so that you can still do your missions, which require 5 more. Story mode is 5 characters, and then on top of that, you also have Alliance Quest, which can run at the same time. So basically, you got 8 characters going for Alliance War, you got 3 characters for the Alliance Quest, and then you need 5 characters to do story mode. So that's when you start running out of champions that you can use that are actually leveled up. But at the same time, I don't level up characters that I'm not going to use. So you'll notice that sometimes these ones can get a little bit difficult in the arena, because the computer is if you're not fighting actual people, what you're fighting is the computer using champions from other characters. So these characters could have their masteries, even though they have a low level person, they still have their mastery, which is just gonna devastate you if they have like a healing master, because there's gonna be healing more than you can actually take off, which is just crazy to think about. So now this, the crystal cornucopia, you only get 2 stars for doing this one, but it's still worth it, because if you can get 2 of the same 2 stars, it'll actually duplicate them, which will give you 3-star shards rewards. And then as you get enough 3-star shards, you can convert those into 3-star crystals and get more 3 stars. And then eventually, when you duplicate your 3 stars, you'll get 4 stars. And then as you duplicate your 4 stars, you'll get 5 stars. And you see how that goes. So no matter, all characters you get are going to be useful. So I would never sell any of your characters, just because it's just not worth it. They're better off in your hand than sold, because you get better rewards for getting the same character twice than if you were to sell it and then get the character a second time, if that makes sense to you. Alright, so we're gonna head back to we're gonna look at event for a little bit, just to show you what's out there. It started me at beginner just because I'm low level, so they don't want to give me any hard missions. I'm not high enough level either to get into that, and I'm not even high enough level to do the beginners. But you see what the rewards are shards of the regular premium crystal. You get some catalyst to level up your characters, and even some 4-star catalyst shard fragments. And let me tell you, that is awesome, because that's what you can use to get your 4 stars really high level, and those are more obtainable than a 5-star, so it's definitely worth that. As you can see, I'm at 65%. That's because I didn't explore all the paths, and I gotta tell you, I don't think I will. I don't know if it's really worth it in this situation. I'm not getting any units for beating it, and I'm only getting a 3-star, and I'm gonna get that anyway. So let me add in my vision that I just got, from doing the story mode. Would have been nice to get a 2-star, but I gotta say, I'm not gonna level it up either way. So we're gonna just continue on with what we're doing, and by the time we get through this, I'm sure we're gonna level up again and get our energy back. So I'm not worried about energy. At this level, you're leveling up so fast that it really just doesn't matter. So the computer usually always recommends you the best, fight for you. It won't be till later in the game when you have characters where the synergy is just so amazing that you'll use that synergy ability over using a bonus that you get from class advantage. So I'm just gonna, go through these guys as quickly as possible, just because, time is really just how long I take to do these fights. Because once I'm done, I'll level up from the experience and gain all this energy all over again. So it's the faster I can do it, the more I can get out of it in a shorter amount of time. So it just makes sense to really grind it out and get these fights done as fast as possible when you first start. And it gives you the chance to, when you get to a higher level, you don't have to be on every other time. You get more time where you can chill and relax without worrying about the game. Now, this is telling us if we want to increase our boost as far as what we get. I mean, honestly, it's forcing us to go and check that out. But I wouldn't do it if you have it's just not worth it. I mean, you're gonna be leveling up so fast already, you don't need that. So here we are going through this. I got hit a couple times, but I'm just trying to clear it out, because at this level these guys are so easy that there's no chance of you losing unless you just set the game down and not block. So it looks like it says your first boost is free, bonus summoner XP for 7 days. So that's amazing. I'm gonna go look at that right now, see what they're talking about. So it looks like for the first 7 days they're gonna give us a free boost in our experience points, which is nice. So definitely accept that. Free is what I'm talking about right here. They're trying to get you into the game, so I see why they do it. They try to get you to play more, and bonus experience points is definitely worth it. And honestly, that's what a lot of people do. And see here how you can take the different paths, and you have you healing over here, or you can take the other path that's shorter and not heal. Well, we're definitely gonna get that longer path and get healed up. It just makes more sense. So I'm clicking there, but it's not letting me do anything. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can refresh my screen, and the game does glitch every once in a while, but we hope that won't be the case. You just probably need to go in and go back out. So I went into the inventory, just to take a look for that boost that they were talking about. And there it is right there. 7-day boost. So we're gonna go ahead and use that. And I don't know what this is. Master recovery, which okay, that is cool. I would say if you're following this tutorial, you won't need that, just because we won't be making those mistakes that everybody else makes. We'll use our mastery points on the most important things. And as far as I don't know if you've done any research, willpower is something that's going to be a big thing that comes up. Just takes tremendous amount of units, which is why we're not using any of our units, just because willpower costs so much. We need every bit of unit we can save to get to that level, to where we can get willpower without spending money. And that's what everyone's goal should be, is to be a champion player without spending a ton of money. And that's what we're going to do here today, is we're going to get on that path and get this done without spending money, and have fun while we're doing it. So here, they get this offer where if you sign in through Kabam, you get, a premium crystal. Honestly, that is a crappy reward for doing that. I mean, it's really just, it's ridiculous. It really is. You're gonna be putting in all of this effort into it, and you gotta create an account, and all they're gonna give you is a premium crystal. I mean, it seems like a lot now, but later on you'll see that that really is just crap. That, you know, one premium crystal is nothing. They should really give you more when it comes to stuff like that. Um, hold on, let me get pull that down. We're gonna create an account. Yeah, luckily it switched over and without me having to do another update, because I gotta tell you, I did not want to do that. Oh, and probably edit this out later in the video as far as what my passwords that I'm gonna create is. And look at that. Okay, so they gave it to me. I didn't even have to like confirm anything, which is cool. So let me use that now just in case I don't feel like confirming it. um, I like to sometimes spin a crystal for the first time just to see kind of what's in there. Give you the opportunity to get something good. Some people say spinning it out is the best. Some people say stopping it is the best. Honestly, I've gotten 4 stars both ways, so don't really know what the best one is. For our first crystal, you know, I hope that it's really good. It doesn't. Oh man, you saw that? That was so close. This game is so cheap when it comes to that. When they like taunt you with that. All right, but you know, yeah, that sucked. There's no way around it, but it's better than what we currently have, so we're gonna make use out of it. All right. Now let's just keep it moving. That was crap. I acknowledge it. Kabam, who, you know, created this game, knows it is, but they can't give everybody 4 and 3 stars. It would just make the game ridiculously hard, especially during Alliance Wars. So gotta finish this quest before I can use my new Wolverine in the duel. So I'm gonna run through this real quick. Collect those rewards. Those are awesome rewards on this map. I would not use that freely. So make sure you block, do good fights, don't get hit, and you won't need to use, you know, healing potions. Or if you really want to spend money on the game, you know, you buy that Deadpool deal, and Deadpool is just an awesome character that it's worth leveling up, because you won't have to worry about using potions because he'll heal on his own. I'm just so confident, you know, that if you fight like this, you block, you dash back, you know, you won't have to worry about healing potions because you just won't get hit. And you can see what I'm doing now, but what you can't see is that as soon as he throws his first punch, I like immediately start to dash back, because it won't actually let you dash back until he lets up or tries to do a heavy punch. Now, when he did his special a moment ago and it just looked like I was completely open, what happened was I tried to use my special, and I feel like the computer can sense when you try to do a special, because his special always comes first. Like, whenever you try to like tap the special bar as fast as possible to throw your special in there, it seems like that's when they always catch you. So the best thing to do is to use your special at the end of your combo, or to dash back and then use your special. That's just, you know, what you need to do in order to survive. So leveled up again, energy automatically refilled. You know, they gave me an energy up again. I don't need it though, at least not yet. Later on I definitely will. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna pause here. I'll get back to you after we finish going through these couple missions. I don't want to bore you with, you know, just me going through story mode. So this is DLJ, and I'll see you later.